Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and I like to talk about makeup panning, nail polish, and things going on in my real life. Today I have my what I'm into, my monthly recap of what I've been watching, what I've been reading, and other random stuff in my life. If this is something that sounds interesting, then hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. Alright, so first thing, the elephant in the room, I have a different background. I got a new desk and therefore I have a new setup with a new background. I did try putting up a piece of fabric behind me to block out the background back there. That's my closet over there and then some random stuff over here. But unfortunately the fabric is really dark purple, about like that towel right there. And so the background basically looked black. And with my black hair, I was kind of a floating head here. Black chair. It was kind of just a floating head, and I didn't think that was quite the look I wanted, but, you know, let me know. If you guys have any suggestions for fabric or background ideas, let me know in the comments below. I mean, maybe I'll go green screen, and we'll do a little something with that. But anyway, for now, you get my disorganized mess of a background. So I hope that doesn't bother you too much. Anyway, so let's get on. Also, if you hear a fan in the background, I have a fan over there over my shoulder, and I have a fan up there because it is really hot. I don't have air conditioning, and it's 80 plus degrees out. Plus, my throat is a little irritated from allergies and the heat. And I recorded this video once before, and when I went to edit it, there was no audio because moving my computer setup, I unplugged everything and had to plug everything back in, and therefore my audio, I didn't think to check my audio settings when I recorded. Yeah, so I recorded the whole video with no sound. But now we're going to get on with it. So for August, the things I watched a lot, I mean for me, and I read quite a bit. So I continued watching season 2 of Blind Spot at the beginning of the month. I think I'm about halfway through Blind Spot, but then that's on Netflix, and while I was there, I saw that season 2 of Sandman was out. So I rewatched season 1, and then watched season 2. Sandman is one of my favorite graphic novel comic series. I have read everything that was entailed in the story of the first season, and then the second season was all new because I haven't read those, and some questions were answered and some were not, and there were sad things, and yeah, but I finished watching season 2 of Sandman, and then I started watching Wednesday, season 2. I think I've got through the first 2 episodes, so not very far into season 2. I did not rewatch season 1, but that's okay. I'm also a big Addams Family fan. Growing up, I wanted to be Wednesday or Morticia. I'm working on it. But yeah, I started season 2 of Wednesday, and then I watched one movie. I am a Marvel fan, and I watched Captain America Brave New World, and I enjoyed it. I had wanted to watch Thunderbolts because I saw it listed somewhere, and I think it's just on some streaming platform that I don't have, or it's behind a paywall. Either way, I think it is coming to Disney Plus by the end of the month, and then I will watch it because Thunderbolts looks fun. So that's all I watched besides YouTube and such. I mentioned in my recent Get Ready With Me that I've been watching some fashion and clothing, sewing, and DIY channels in an effort to get better ideas with my wardrobe. Right now I'm wearing a shirt that has the neck cut off and some shorts because it's really hot. And I'm trying not to sweat to death. So hot flashes and heat don't really make life easy. So, but that's what I've been watching. So for books, according to my notes last month, I was still reading the Lymphatic System Handbook. I don't recommend it unless you are a masseuse or somebody in a medical field or have knowledge of medical terms and body parts and things, because there was a lot of that, and they're talking about the occipital and the this and the. I didn't know half of what they were talking about where they were talking about. I kind of guessed. So it was very medically terminology heavy, and yeah, I don't recommend it. That's all I'm going to say. Unless you are, like I said, somebody in those medical fields or masseuse, somebody who has that background and knows what they're talking about. Then I went back to fiction, and I picked up one of my favorite books, a book from one of my favorite series. This is from Orson Scott Card. This is Prentice Alvin. It is book 3 in the Alvin Maker series, which is sort of a colonial western in an alternate reality of America where there's magic. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 5 stars because Orson Scott Card has a way of just, making stories and characters that you kind of get attached to, and I cry. So yeah, I did see some people give this reviews that they didn't care for it. So I will tell you, if you're looking for a Western colonial realism, this is not it. This is pure fantasy. There is magic heavy in this. The first couple books, there's a little bit of spiritual magic stuff, but not so much. This book starts going really heavy into the magic, and there are some unbelievable things done. And if you can't stretch your imagination to believe in those, this is not the book for you. But if you do enjoy fantasy and magic and unbelievable things being done, then I recommend it. I really enjoy it. And yeah, this is book 3, and that's Alvin on the cover. I think there are 7 books in this series, and I can't wait to read them all because I want to find out what happens to Alvin in the end. So highly recommend that. I give it 5 stars. I think the Lymphatic System Handbook I gave 2 stars, like the lowest rating I've given anything this year. It's because, yeah. All right, the next book I read was one I had just received before reading it, and it is an Advanced Reader's Copy, which I can't talk about now because it was on sale, went on sale on August 19th. This is One Dark Night by Hannah Rochelle, and this is a thriller mystery set in the UK near Bath in a small community called, does it say on the back of here? I can't remember. Thorncombe, I think is what it's called. Either way, let's see, I read. On Halloween, a group of teenage students meet in the woods near Sally in the Woods, a road steeped in local lore and rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a murdered girl. By the end of the night, one student will be dead. Rachel, the school guidance counselor, is trying to keep a handle on her increasingly distant teenage daughter, Ellie, while students and parents panic and mourn. Her ex-husband and Detective Ben, dealing with a personal crisis of his own, has concerns over his daughter's safety as he investigates the death. Meanwhile, Ellie is keeping secrets from both her parents, including one about where she was that night. Told from multiple perspectives, it's really good. I highly enjoyed it. I don't think I gave it 5 stars. I may have. If not, I gave it 4, which means I really liked it. As a mystery thriller, I usually can guess the whodunit halfway through the book. This one had some twists and turns and red herrings that kept me guessing until the last chapter when they finally revealed whodunit, and I was surprised. It was not what I thought. So I think it was very well written. Since this is Advanced Reader's Copy, there were some typos, but that's to be expected. But the story overall was really good, and like I said, it kept me guessing up until the last minute. And yeah, if that's the kind of book you enjoy, I highly recommend picking it up. Okay, and then the last one is one that I've had in my collection for a while. This is from Lee Bardugo, The Six of Crows. I picked this up after reading Shadow and Bone, after watching the TV show on Netflix. It says right here, Netflix, Shadow and Bone. The book, Shadow and Bone, has some of the characters, but not all of them that are in the TV show. I also have the 2 sequels to that, which I have not read, but I decided to pick this up because the main character in here, Kaz Brecker, is a character from the TV show that I enjoyed, and I wanted to read about his story, and I'll read you the synopsis here. Ketterdam, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price. And no one knows that better than criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker. Kaz is offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for vengeance, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heartrender using her magic to survive the slums, and a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Kaz's crew are the only ones who might stand between the world and destruction, if they don't kill each other first. So I really enjoyed the character of Kaz Brecker in the TV show. This is slightly different, and I am really excited to see how this develops and where this story goes. And I've just started it, so I'm only a little ways in. I think I started it 2 or 3 days ago. I'm really looking forward to this, and there is a sequel to this that I also picked up when I picked up this one at a used bookstore. It is Crooked Kingdom. So looking forward to this. Also, I'm a fan of crows, so, you know, what can I say? So that's what I've been reading and enjoying. And then lastly, we talk about food. So we don't have anything specific brand food to talk about, but I do have 2 sort of staple foods that I have been my go-tos lately, and I wanted to share them with you, and then you can, in the comments, share back anything that you have that's similar and so forth. So first is for my breakfast. I used to have a go-to of frosted mini wheats every day, but then I decided to switch it up, and now I'm doing overnight oats, and I have a specific recipe that I like. So I take a half a cup of mixed frozen berries. Triple berry mix is blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Half a cup of that, half a cup of oats, 2 teaspoons of chia seeds, and about 1 cup of milk, enough to cover it all, soy milk. And then I put that in a jar and leave it out at room temperature overnight. I decided to, I'm leaving it out at room temperature because of a recommendation when I was talking to my doctor. She was giving me recommendations on things to add into it, like flax, and she said apple cider vinegar, but apparently leaving it out helps it ferment a little bit and soften and break down the oats so they're easier to digest. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. That's my go-to recipe for overnight oats. If you have a go-to recipe for overnight oats, leave them down in the comments. Share, and I'll give them a try if it sounds good. If it doesn't involve pineapples. That's the only food I really don't like. And then the second go-to is just a good old staple peanut butter and jelly with a little extra. I've been making peanut butter and jelly with banana. So this also came about from a talk with my doctor. We were just chit-chatting, and she mentioned how she loved peanut butter and banana, like on toast. And I said I was making peanut butter and jelly, and then I thought, ooh, what if I add a banana to it? So I start with something, a whole grain bread like Dave's Killer Bread, or there's another brand near me that does one called Naked Bread. Basically, it's whole grains, sprouted grains, or, you know, super things. No extra high fructose corn syrup, all that extra unnecessary stuff. And then I do a natural preserves. I'm using blackberry preserves because it's the season and I like blackberries. And then I do Justin's all natural peanut butter. And then half a banana. I take a banana, take half of it, cut it into slice it into thirds lengthwise, and stick that in between the peanut butter and jelly. Smash it all together, and then eat the other half of the banana. And that has been my go-to lunch for the last, couple weeks. It's a go-to. I really enjoy it, and it is filling to me. And sometimes if I am extra hungry, I'll either have some goldfish pretzels or I have some omega-3 fruit and nut trail mix to go with it, and lots of water. And that is it for this month. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that while you're here. It is free and it makes me happy. And until my next video, don't forget to take care of yourselves, stay true to you, and leave me any comments and suggestions. And I love you no matter who or what you are. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.